Everyone called Shu Jing Ming useless, but one impossible awakening was about to shake the entire city. And when thunder finally answered him, even the heavens seemed unable to contain what came next. That morning, the students of Jiangchong No. 2 school sat in tense silence because their teacher, Chen Fan, had begun discussing the examination that would decide their futures. After years of study and training, the final day was almost upon them. And every student now had to choose between the liberal arts exam and the martial arts exam. Those choosing liberal arts only needed to prepare their luggage before nightfall. But the martial arts candidates had to bring equipment, weapons, and the courage to face real death. Chen Fan repeated his warning, so no one could pretend they had misunderstood. Because the martial arts exam carried an elimination rate that frightened even confident students. Anyone whose awakened ability ranked below D was strongly advised to stay away. And those words seemed to land directly on a quiet young man named Shu Jing Ming. Jing Ming was not originally from this world, for he was a transmigrator carrying memories of an entirely different life. The planet beneath his feet was called Blue Star, a place whose cities and technology looked strangely similar to the world he once knew. Yet beneath that familiar surface waited dangers his former world had never faced, because terrifying fierce beasts could emerge and slaughter ordinary people without warning. Humanity survived only because certain individuals possessed supernatural abilities, and these awakened fighters stood between civilization and the monsters beyond its walls. Every person had a chance to awaken an ability at 16, though the powers they received could vary from ordinary to utterly bizarre. Blue Star measured those abilities across 9 ranks, stretching from G all the way to A. While most people awakened somewhere between RAF and rank D, Jing Ming, unfortunately, had received weak electricity at rank E, a power so unimpressive that many people had already decided his limits for him. Before he could finish considering Chen Fan's warning, a hand slammed onto his desk, and the sharp sound pulled every nearby gaze toward him. Huang Tian stood there with contempt written across his face, demanding to know whether Jing Ming still planned to take the martial arts exam. To Huang Tian, the answer should have been obvious, because a rank E student entering that battlefield would only disgrace their school. He sneered that Jing Ming should obediently choose liberal arts instead, then settle for a low-level position at his company and struggle just to afford food. The insult was cruel, but Huang Tian delivered it as though Jing Ming's future already belonged to him. Until a girl named Lin Qing finally shouted for him to mind his own business. Huang Tian turned toward her, unwilling to let the challenge pass, and declared that the examination would reveal who truly stood above the rest. Then he walked away while throwing one final insult over his shoulder, claiming that Jing Ming would be eliminated the moment the martial arts exam began. Lin Qing tried to soften the damage after he left, reminding Jing Ming that every person possessed value, even if others refused to see it. She gently suggested that switching to liberal arts might not be such a terrible choice, because he could still build a peaceful life inside the city. Jing Ming did not answer immediately, and instead studied the record of the school's internal examination before him. In the Great Xia Kingdom, higher education followed 2 completely different paths, with liberal arts leading toward an ordinary career and martial arts leading into constant danger. Students with weak abilities or little confidence in combat could choose a normal life, but anyone seeking an awakener university had to prove themselves through battle. During the martial arts exam, candidates entered a designated zone filled with fierce beasts, and there they were expected to fight with their own lives at stake. Only those who survived and passed could enter a university created for awakeners, where years of training and guidance might transform them into officially ranked warriors. Jing Ming understood why Chen Fan and Lin Qing wanted him to choose safety, because his weak electricity offered little protection against claws, fangs, and killing intent. But safety inside a classroom was only an illusion in a world like this, for fierce beasts could invade peaceful cities whenever a beast tide broke through. Jing Ming knew that truth more painfully than most, because the parents of this life had already been lost during one such disaster. Avoiding the exam could spare him from danger for a single day, but it could never guarantee that he would remain protected forever. he refused to face another tragedy with no power to resist, and that memory hardened his uncertainty into a final decision. No matter how high the elimination rate climbed, Jing Ming would take the martial arts exam, because remaining weak frightened him far more than stepping onto the battlefield. After deciding his future, he returned to his training room, gripped his spear, and forced weak currents of electricity through every movement. Thrust after thrust cut across the air, until exhaustion finally overwhelmed him and sent him collapsing onto the floor. His arms felt heavy, his breath came in painful bursts, and his body refused to move. Yet the frustration inside him burned hotter than the fatigue. Jing Ming had chosen the spear after awakening his ability, and he had practiced with it for 2.5 years without giving up. Even after all that time, however, his skill remained stuck at the beginner level, making every hour of effort feel painfully small against the challenge ahead. His only advantage was the Raging Lightning Spear technique, an expensive combat method that had cost 300,000. It allowed him to fight slightly better than an ordinary rank E awakener. But slightly better was nowhere near enough to guarantee survival. Each year, students with abilities below rank D suffered an even higher elimination rate, and Jing Ming knew the coming exam would show him no mercy. Still lying on the floor, he slowly clenched one trembling fist, refusing to let Huang Tian's mockery become the truth that defined him. If he wanted to enter an awakener university, he would have to fight with everything he possessed, even if that meant squeezing strength from a body that had already reached its limit. Then, without warning, a translucent screen appeared in front of his eyes, floating in the empty air where nothing had existed a moment earlier. Jing Ming stared at it, too stunned to trust what he was seeing, as a message announced that an unknown system was beginning to activate. His exhaustion vanished beneath a surge of disbelief, and he pushed himself upright while the activation continued before him. A second notification soon confirmed that the system had successfully awakened, then immediately asked whether he wished to claim a newbie gift. Jing Ming's heart pounded as one unbelievable possibility entered his mind, because this looked exactly like the legendary advantage granted to a transmigrator. He wasted no time wondering whether the screen was real, and demanded to know what kind of reward had been waiting for him. The system answered with 2 items capable of overturning his entire future, beginning with 200 ability points he had never possessed before. But the second reward made even that enormous gift seem almost insignificant, because the system promised him an ability beyond the highest rank ordinary people could imagine. Jing Ming, the rank E failure everyone had dismissed, had received a super rank S ability, and for the first time, the road toward changing his destiny opened before him. All he had to do now was accept the gift and discover what kind of monster the system could awaken. Jing Ming accepts the newbie gift, and the system immediately delivers 200 ability points along with Purple Cloud Thunder God Lightning. A savage electric shock tears through his heart as high voltage erupts from every part of his body. The transfer climbs toward completion while thunder gathers above his home, and an enormous electric dragon descends from the darkened sky. Thus, he sees on his system panel that he placed 20 attribute points in each. After the firefighters leave, Jing Ming goes outside, and while walking down the street, people get curious, wanting to know if he is fine after the incident. Tangi says it is Shu Jing Ming, her cousin, and that he is in the 3rd year just like them, and will take the martial exam the next day. Then Xiaoya grabs her friend and comments that enough with the small talk, because they are there to go to the Thunder Hall. Jing Ming thinks that the training room is made of memory metal, which can self-repair within its resistance limits. The power at the tip of the spear begins to grow stronger, and Jing Ming uses the Raging Lightning technique. Her friend then shouts, asking them to forget about Jing Ming, because he thinks the energy fluctuation they felt is very close. However, Xiaoya remembers that only Shu Jing Ming passed by there. After that, and already on the day of the unified exam, several participants begin to gather. Jing Ming arrives at the location. Jing Ming thinks that even the day before he would only dare to walk through the outer zone, but now he wants to go to the inner or even the central one. Jing Ming thanks the teacher and says he understood. After knowing this, Jing Ming thinks that this was already expected from the best student of school number 1, since he is already eliminating the beasts. Then he realizes that this is exactly why teacher Chen Fan asked not to take the exam. However, while thinking he knows he did not have that kind of luxury, this is first time facing a fierce beast. With that, the system warns that Jing Ming eliminated a shadow cat and gained 3 more skill points. Jing Ming, while in the air, prepares his spear and lands, driving it into the beast. Meanwhile, Xiao Ye's group is walking through the area, and she comments that she thinks she just saw Jing Ming. Meanwhile, in the observation room of the exam, several superiors are carefully watching the performance of the contestants. Then he is intrigued by the name Shu Jing Ming and questions if he feels he has heard that name before and if by chance there is someone like that in the Hall of the Ascendants. Jing Ming realizes it is a first-class beast, the Bladeclaw tiger, and thinks he is lucky since he just entered the central area and already found a first-class beast. As soon as he defeats the creature, the system informs that he eliminated a Bladeclawed tiger and gained 14 more skill points. Then Xiao Yao goes to the professor and asks him to explain Shu Jing Ming's situation to the student agency director. A bit embarrassed, Chen Fan replies no and emphasizes that before the exams he specifically told Jing Ming not to attempt the martial exam. After the system notifies that he eliminated a first-class shadow cat, Jing Ming thinks he already knew that, because hunting beasts in the central area is much more efficient, until he notices a drone flying overhead and questions if by chance he just entered the top 10. And as soon as he sees his skill points in his system panel, he is quite surprised, thinking that he already has more than 300 skill points. Zhou Mingyang is watching from afar and thinks he wants to see if Jing Ming really has extraordinary abilities or if he is just heading for his defeat. With that, the system notifies that he eliminated some first-class Bladeclawed tigers and gained more skill points. After pulling the spear out of the beast's head, the system notifies that he eliminated an advanced first-class Bladeclaw tiger and received 20 skill points. And as soon as he sees the updated exam ranking, he realizes that first place was taken by Jing Ming with 1,122 points. As soon as she shows it, Zhou Mingyang sees that Jing Ming has more than 3,000 points, 2,000 more than his own points. Then he sees on his system panel that he has 2,413 skill points to distribute. As she comments that she thinks it looks like Shu Jing Ming, Tangi turns around startled. Meng Di gets excited, wanting to know if the guy they are seeing is really Shu Jing Ming because he is very handsome. After completely eliminating the beasts that were surrounding him with his electric power, Jing Ming thinks that using only physical strength to deal with the beasts around him is overestimating himself too much, and that therefore he will need to use his abilities. Thus, he quickly leaps and charges with everything, eliminates the first beast, and while the system notifies that he has defeated an advanced first-class beast and obtained ability points. Close to being hit, Jing Ming is surprised and thinks that the bear predicted where he was going. After what they just saw, he thinks perhaps the entire country will be watching Shu Jing Ming. The bear leaps into the air and where it lands causes enormous devastation and Jing Ming is thrown back. Jing Ming takes advantage of the time he has and activates his purple Heaven Divine Thunder ability, and a lightning strike hits the bloodthirsty bear directly. With that, the system notifies that the violent second-ass bear was eliminated and Jing Ming received 24 more ability points. However, Zhou Mingyang points out that with the speed they saw from Shu Jing Ming, he thinks it is quite possible that he can do it. Jing Ming, surrounded by several defeated beasts, comments that it ended so soon as he was still in the mood. She gets embarrassed and tries to explain herself by saying that the day before Jing Ming was just a nobody, but after the exam he is number 1. Jing Ming says that he knows Awakens need these methods to become superhumans, but he wants to know exactly what a Heil method is. And as soon as he opens his system panel, he sees that he has 2,534 ability points. Jing Ming thinks that in the year his parents died, his aunt was by his side the whole time and gave him family affection. Meanwhile, some people are watching Jing Ming's performance in the martial arts exam, and a woman says that Shu Jing Ming, 18 years old, awakened with a weak E-rank natural type electricity ability. Meanwhile, Jing Ming is receiving a message from the education department saying that his result in the martial exam is out, and that he ranked first in the Jiangnan province with 11,124 points. Then, Professor Chen Fan shows Shu Jing Ming's prize and Director Jiao Yao says that it is the cash prize from the city's education department along with a great gift. He says he just called Jing Ming and that he said he is still training in the martial hall and will arrive soon. However, she makes it clear that his ability does not seem to match the weak E-rank lightning he has. Thus, Jing Ming begins to channel his lightning power into the detector. Jing Ming is completely shocked, thinking that all the proposals are very tempting. Jing Ming, on the other hand, wants to know what that would be. Jing Ming wants to know if he could access the training methods and combat techniques from the library beforehand. Jing Ming looks at the invitation and comments that he can hardly wait to start. Jing Ming comments that seeing it up close is even more incredible. Jing Ming, very impressed, comments that he has seen several even back when he did his doctorate in his past life, and that there are 4-person rooms, single rooms, and even 3-bedroom apartments for doctoral students. Then she says she will start with the credit system, in which at Magic City credit is everything to eat, buy equipment or rare treasures, and that the purchasing power of 1 credit equals 10,000 of Great Shia's currency. Jing Ming wants to know if even as a freshman he can have individual guidance. Jing Ming gets excited and comments that since his focus is lightning and spear, he thinks Dean Yang is indeed the best option. And Jing Ming immediately realizes that the presence of the Dean of the Academy of Weapons, the 7th rank ability user known as Thunder Spear, Yang Genshin, is indeed quite impressive. Jing Ming quickly kneels down and full of confidence calls the principal master and answers that he does. As soon as he takes the book, Jing Ming becomes very excited, thinking that it is a combat technique that strengthens the body. Jing Ming quickly thanks his master several times and thinks that with a mentor guiding, everything is easier since he knows that if it were on his own, he would get completely lost. Jing Ming says that is not the case and that he passed. Then he opens his system panel and thinks that now he understands why all superpower users seek stronger cultivation methods, since if he had used the Abyssal Sea technique his vitality and spirit would have only increased by 30 or 40 points, but at the moment he gained almost 100 points at once, being a huge difference. Jing Ming laughs and says that maybe the only thing he does fast is advancing, because when cultivating his master's indestructible body of thunder, he got stuck right at the foundation forging part. As soon as the principal shows the dragon blood, Jing Ming stands up and all excited makes it clear that because his master did all this, he will repay this gratitude 1,000 times. As soon as they open the door, they are surprised to see Jing Ming releasing an intense power. As soon as he sees that he transferred 200 credits, he is very surprised and says that it is a lot since he knows that they are talking about 2 million Great Shia coins, just as a gift. Then Genshin says that the foundation was forged, and after 5 days without eating or drinking, he thinks it is better for Jing Ming to go rest. Jing Ming thinks that his new roommate is a chatterbox who makes friends easily. Jing Ming asks him to calm down a little and says that he is going to the martial arts hall. Then he thinks that the entire university has only about 4,000 students, and therefore he thinks he will try. Jing Ming has in mind that he advanced to the 1st rank, spent 5 days and 5 nights forging the foundation and achieved the tempered body. Jing Ming is pleased and asks if breaking the record again would earn him more points. Genshin comments that he should be resting, so he wants to know why he went to the gym to break a record. Meanwhile, somewhere else, a guy is looking at his phone, gets furious and releases a bit of his power, breaking things on the table when he realizes Shu Jing Ming also went to the Magic City. Jing Ming tells him to forget it because it's not worth the effort and emphasizes that he needs to go to the combat technique library and that he should return to the dormitory. Jing Ming says he understands and says he wants to see combat techniques with electrical affinity. However, he comments that he still has skill and rank limitations, since he knows he can only learn rank A techniques at the moment. As soon as she places the ability manuals on the table, Jing thinks that on the market, rank C or B techniques are worth millions and rank A ones are priceless. After some time, Jing Ming returns to the dormitory. Jing Ming says they were just 4 rank A combat techniques. Then he smiles and thinks that luckily he bet on his friend from the start, since he can now say he's an old-time fan. Jing Ming apologizes to Li Zhou and says he's not at all interested in his challenge. Then he says that the assembly is not the official opening ceremony, and that they gathered everyone to clear up doubts about the credit system, exclusive mentors, and other things. Thus the next day he starts new training with Lu Ming and also with Principal Genshin. The chubby one says he checked and saw that Shu Jing Ming only got first place because his exam location was easier. Then he calls Jing Ming and says that just fighting to see who wins is kind of boring. After transferring his credits, Jing Ming thinks that fights between Awakens are dangerous, and that apparently the school wants to avoid deaths on campus. Then Zhou Yun enters the arena to announce the winner, but Li Zhou calls out to her and asks her to wait a moment because he hasn't given up the fight yet. However, upon seeing Jingming's expression and how he releases his power, she realizes his spirit has only grown stronger and thinks that with such resolve he has the soul of a commander. However, with a simple movement of his spear, Jing Ming completely dissipates his opponent's attack and asks if that's all he has to offer. However, Jing Ming with a completely sinister aura wants to know how many thrusts his opponent's fire barrier can withstand. As soon as he withdraws the spear, Zhou Yun announces that the winner of the fight is Shu Jing Ming. Jing Ming replies that it's better not to since he has training with his senior brother later. Then asks Jing Ming to guess how many people signed up. Jing Ming comments that his friend really gets excited about this kind of thing, but that he's quite curious to know who he chose. As soon as they finish eating, they go to the center of Magic City to Hai Commercial Street. Jing Ming smiles and says goodbye to them. Then the system notifies that he spent another 354 skill points and that now his indestructible thunder body is at level 2. After visiting Principal Genshin and telling him that he evolved, the principal can't believe it and wants to know if Jing Ming really evolved again in such a short time. On the other hand, Jing Ming thinks it's the first time since he got the system that he's facing someone as strong as himself. After fighting for 20 minutes, Jing Ming is exhausted, commenting to his senior brother that his divine thunder ran out, and that because of that, he admits defeat. Jing Ming goes to the principal and says that he wants to ask for something. After that, Jing Ming returns to his dormitory and immediately asks Eva to open the university's mission system. Jing Ming says that he wants to register as an adventurer, but thinks that to enter the wild zone, he first needs to register as a nationally recognized adventurer. Jing Ming wonders if she is from the same university as him, as he thought she was as beautiful as Su Yun. However, Jing Ming knows that first-grade pills usually cost 30 to 40,000. Jing Ming thanks her for the warning, but wants to know if no one does anything about someone who deceives others like that. Jing Ming smiles and asks what he wants. Jing Ming begins to unleash his power and tells Xiao Chunlin to shut the up. After that, Jing Ming swipes his card and is informed that the information has been confirmed and his entry into the wild area has been authorized. Jing Ming grabs his weapon and thinks that apparently skill points are coming to him for free. Jing Ming becomes completely excited and overflows with energy throughout his body, shouting that at this moment he doesn't need to hold back anymore. From the top of the building, the system notifies Jing Ming that he has defeated a second-ranked Blade Tiger and gained 19 points. Jing Ming knows that it's a good thing he bought the reinforced version of the backpack. Jing Ming shakes his hand and introduces himself as well. As Jing Ming leaves, Xiao Yi thinks that the boy will go very far. As soon as he sees the results, he's very impressed and shouts to Supervisor Jiao that this Shu Jing Ming is extremely important and that if he shows up at the base again, he's to be informed immediately. Meanwhile, Jing Ming is walking and thinking that the dimensional rings for sale there cost more than 10 million and only hold the equivalent of a suitcase, which is absurd. Jing Ming replies that it's nothing and asks Lu Wenta to continue telling the news. As Jing Ming gets closer, everyone in the squad retreats and Jing Ming wants to know what happened and why they suddenly ran away. However, when realizing it's someone at the advanced stage of the second rank, he turns pale and asks for the target's name. Wang Chuang calls Xiao Yi an idiot and tells him to check Shu Jing Ming's file. Then he turns and stresses that he might pretend not to have seen the crap Jiao has done at the base before, but this time he went too far. Then the blonde looks to the side and asks Wang Qian if that isn't the boy from Magic City University. Jing Ming thinks that it's no wonder As soon as Jing Ming takes the ring, the girl thinks that Mr. The MC feels a bit embarrassed to hear that, but Genshin wants to know if Jing Ming had said that the elite shark squad of second rank followed him into an alley and gave up in the end. After hanging up, someone arrives calling for Genshin and comments that it had been a while since they had seen him so excited. As he knows people say that life or death crises make the strong evolve, but for his disciple it almost seems like cheat code. However, he turns immediately upon hearing someone approaching and saying that the terrifying Wind Wolf is right ahead. As soon as everyone leaves, Jing Ming thinks that Jiang Chuyi seems to be a good person because an influencer with tens of millions of fans must have something special. As soon as he finishes, Jing Ming sees in his system that he has already surpassed 3,000 skill points and therefore thinks he should be able to return and learn an S-rank combat technique until he sees his watch beeping. Meanwhile, Jiang Chuyi is running at full speed, jumping from tree to tree as an enormous creature is coming toward her. Jing Ming drives his spear into the ground with all his strength, and Jiang Chuyi becomes confused, wanting to know why he is not listening to her, as she thinks that if she dies it is fine. Jing Ming extends his hand to help her and says it was nothing, as he believes anyone would have done the same. Jing Ming answers that it was a gift from his professor, but wants to know if she recognizes the spear. Jing Ming replies that yes, and she, a little embarrassed, asks if she can go with him because she got separated from the school group and thinks she cannot make it back alone. As soon as they enter, Jing Ming takes his spear and comments that he thinks it may be dangerous. Jing Ming becomes impressed as he knows they are Spirit Purifying Herb of rank B, Burning Flame Flower of rank A, and Hypnotic Herb of rank C. Jing Ming, however, has in mind that a team of peak 3rd rank superpower users discovering the Earth's spiritual spring there will be very bad. Jing Ming calls her a freshman and emphasizes that they are only at the peak of the 3rd rank and he does not think they are stronger. With that said, the captain uses his beast system's strengthening ability and transforms into a saber-toothed tiger, then apologizes to Miss Jiang because she will not leave alive. Jing Ming uses his thunder step and dodges the powerful attack. Jing Ming transforms into something and has his body surrounded by intense power. But Jing Ming fires his lightning at the flames behind him, completely dissipating the attack, then emphasizes that his control over his ability is also at its peak. However, after some time, Jing Ming and Jiang Shui manage to defeat all the squad members until Jing Ming gasps for air, loses balance, and thinks that the extreme thunder state works, but consumes far too much energy. However, Jing Ming picks her up in his arms and comments that the side effects of the blood fury pill are very strong, and that for that reason he will take her to rest somewhere nearby. He then hands her a shirt, and as soon as he leaves, Jiang Chui starts thinking that Jing Ming is indeed a very considerate person in the end. Jing Ming emphasizes that he had never heard that it was possible to neutralize the effects of the blood fury pill like this. Jing Ming grabs his spear and comments that now he understands why the 5th ranked tiger was running. Jing Ming replies that they will only be safe when they reach the supply base, but that it is at least 90 km from where they are. Jing Ming comments that there will be no other choice. Jing Ming returns to normal and says that they arrived at the supply base, so he thinks they will be safe. As the two leave, the soldiers become very surprised to learn that the girl with Jing Ming is the goddess Jiang Chuyi. Jing Ming says there are only a few days left until classes begin, and that he thinks it is time to return. Jing Ming looks up and thinks that he is finally back, because he knows the change in his strength over the last month and a half he was away was absurd. Meanwhile, Jing Ming is in his room thinking about the burning flame flower, dark wolf hide, and all the mission items gathered there, along with the spatial rings and more than 25 million on his card. He then looks at his status on his system and thinks that it really was a shame he ran into the rats. Jing Ming says he will talk to her after finishing some things and that he brought a present from the wild zone for him. Then he concludes that it is truly profound, being far more than the indestructible thunder body, which is also an S-rank technique. Jing Ming thinks it is already so late and that learning the underworld thunder armor will take even longer. So she thinks that when Jing Ming returns, she will challenge him and show who is the true number one among the freshmen, until she looks up after seeing a bird flying and realizes it is a black feathered falcon. Next, the system notifies that Jing Ming defeated a 3rd rank black feathered falcon and gained another 34 skill points. Jing Ming sees the outfit Su Yun is wearing and says that apparently she is also training. Jing Ming becomes impressed upon seeing that she has a halberd because he knows it is very unusual for a girl to use such a weapon. Jing Ming becomes surprised when he sees her A-rank light superpower, Morning Sunlight, because he knows that, like thunder, it is a natural type ability. Jing Ming comments that using a light ability to create flames is quite impressive, but makes it clear that it still lacks power. Jing Ming says that his current spear mastery is at the master level. Jing Ming laughs and says it was very easy because Sek Chu Yun's strength is not that great, but that her progress is very fast. 4 hours later, Jing Ming decides to see how much will remain after investing in the underworld thunder armor. Cheonja points her finger and asks everyone to look, because she thinks they have arrived at the competition venue. As soon as Jing Ming enters the stadium with his friend and the girls, he becomes impressed and says that the arena is very large. But when he turns around, he becomes intrigued, wondering why Wu Yuan of the Meteorite Club is also there, and whether his target could also be Jing Ming. Jing Ming, Whitehead says she is very young to be a vice director. Ling Guang hears this and shouts, demanding to know when she ever said Magic City University was fair. Then, while Eva shows the privileges of the ranked students, Ling Guang says the competition will determine each person's level, and that the S-rank privileges will be evaluated separately by the university itself. As the participants head to the arena, the organizers announce that the first phase has 10 rounds, and that they will draw the students for the first round. Wu Yuan replies that it will not be necessary because the main target is still Shu Jing Ming. Jing Ming looks around and wonders if the participants think they are safe just because they are far away. Then they want to know whether Jing Ming is truly an advanced second-rank superpower user. But he knows that unfortunately for Jing Ming, a certain guy also ended up in the second round. The MC carefully watches the participants gather together, and Shela, using his psychic powers, comments that if Jing Ming had eliminated him before the second phase, he thinks he might have been able to turn the tables. Shilao shouts from afar, telling Jing Ming to forget about attacking him and deal with the others around him first. Jing Ming's electrical ability begins to grow stronger, and another explosion, even stronger than the previous one, occurs. Meanwhile, surely Io is cheering, thinking that trading 1-for-1 to defeat Jing Ming is already worth it, until he is completely surprised by the power he is feeling since Jing Ming is sending all the participants who were attacking him flying into the air with his ability all at once. Sun King comments that it is a shame old Yang is not there to see this, otherwise he would ask Jing Ming about his secrets. The guy next to her, very excited, agrees and thinks that to reach Jing Ming, the clubs will end up killing each other later. Sun King has in mind that with Jing Ming there, they will not need to worry about the inter-school study excursion of the Threemies this semester. After thinking about this, Jing Ming comments that he is rooting for his friends in the next round. Jing Ming replies that it was truly impressive and that she combined magical combat and close combat abilities very well. Jing Ming replies that the rules never said that challenges must go from the lower rank to the higher rank, and also asks whether Lei Chongqi really thought he was someone he could provoke at will. Jing Ming blocks the attack with his spear and, due to the powerful impact, sends the huge lion flying backward, who becomes terrified upon realizing that Jing Ming's strength is greater than his own. At that moment, Jing Ming begins channeling his power and unleashes his divine thunder of the purple heaven ability onto the lion, who starts screaming, saying that it hurts too much. Then Li Chongzi wakes up in terror, thinking that for a moment he thought he was going to die. It does not take long and a big screen shows that Jing Ming finished in first place, Su Yun in second, and Lei Chongzi in third. Long agrees and points out that especially Jing Ming, since he thinks that in 1 or 2 more years, he will dominate the entire school. Jing Ming replies that it is fine and that everyone can order whatever they want. Jing Ming thinks about the offers he received and comments that he needs time to think, and that he will give them an answer in a few days. After some time, Jing Ming comments that they finally managed to get out until he sees someone coming in his direction. Then Si Chu Yun comments that they are going out to eat and asks whether Jiang Chuyi wants to go as well. Jing Ming takes a deep breath and wonders why his friend is running away so quickly, in addition to knowing that alcohol would only bring trouble. After taking the spatial ring he won in the freshman competition from the vault, Jing Ming quickly decides to test it, storing his spear inside it. Jing Ming is surprised and asks his friend whether Ava really can analyze pills. Jing Ming opens his status window and realizes that his spirit increased by 50 and surpassed 1,000. And he also saved 500 skill points. However, she wants to know if Jing Ming is there to sell the rare flowers and herbs they found in the cave last time. Jing Ming comments that he thinks that if she changes the style of the videos, she will probably lose a bunch of followers. Jing Ming, after learning this, comments that he will leave the rare flowers and herbs with her. although she still thinks the senior brother is exaggerating a bit until Yang Genshin notices that Jing Ming has finally arrived. Jing Ming becomes nervous upon learning the story since he knows that an 8th rank grandmaster is capable of moving mountains and filling seas, and that he never imagined there was someone so despicable at that level. So he asked Jing Ming to tell Tong Yue that he really mastered 4A rank thunder element combat skills. But he wants to know if Yang Genshin could help him test a combat skill. After the dust settles, Jing Ming is unharmed. Yang Genshin says that it is already time and calls Jing Ming to go eat, but he asks the professor to wait a moment. Jing Ming apologizes to his professor for the trouble, but thinks that at the moment he finally knows the true limit of his defensive power. Yang Genshin asks if he knows why he failed to enter the Grandmaster realm, saying it was because he has no faction. Then he asks Jing Ming to keep well what he just said, because only when he has a faction to handle the smaller tasks will he be able to fully focus on cultivation. Jing Ming comments that he just had a sudden epiphany, but thinks that he has the system and obviously that cannot be compared. Luento comments that with Jing Ming around on the study excursion, they can be at ease. However, Lingguang emphasizes that she needs to warn them in advance based on the latest information, because for this study excursion, Qingjing Superpower University will be bringing an external reinforcement with an S-rank ability. But even so, she thinks that Jing Ming does not seem worried at all. With that in mind, Lingguang says that she has informed them about the overall situation of the study excursion and informs them that there are 7 days left, and that they should make good use of the time and prepare properly. After she leaves, Jing Ming thinks that there are 160 second-grade pills there. Jing Ming, together with his friends, comments that he did not expect almost all the freshmen to sign up. And after everyone is inside, Lingguang activates the 2-polarity spatial realm, causing the aircraft to take off. Lingguang asks Eva to depart immediately, and she replies that she understands and informs that the soldier-class airship is cleared for takeoff. Jing Ming reflects that he did not expect the foreigner to be polite, so he extends his hand and greets him. Jing Ming releases Kieran Ro's arm and recommends that he respect local customs and learn the etiquette and traditions of Daxia. Jing Ming notices this and with his incredible speed manages to completely take down the religious lunatic. The Archbishop asks whether this Shu Jing Ming is that S-rank elite at the upper stage of the 2nd rank of Magic City University. The Archbishop, while using his ability, thinks that within a month the cult of destiny will reveal itself to the world, and then Shu Jing Ming, along with the elites of the 3 schools, including that S-rank from Shadu, will all become sacrifices for their cult. Jing Ming replies that he will not join a team and suggests that the monitor can form the groups without him. Jing Ming simply replies 100%, which leaves Kieran quite confused trying to understand what that means. After eliminating the creatures, Jing Ming thinks that he eliminated 12 second-rank iron-furred pangolins and collected a total of 276 skill points and another 1,200 points of score. Jing Ming explains that all of this is because of his endurance. Therefore, both of them start running while Jing Ming comments that it is not far from where they are and that they can eliminate another wave of creatures before nightfall. As a result, the system informs Jing Ming that he has eliminated a giant crocodile and obtained 213 skill points along with another 10,000 points. While she absorbs the creature into the spatial ring, Jing Ming opens the system and comments that the ferocious beasts of the region probably already know about the danger of the water source there. Jing Ming asks for a moment and says that before that he will check whether there are other ferocious beasts in the pond. Jing Ming asks his friend whether she also feels the bloody water trying to attract her. She then notices that the color of the water has lightened considerably, and judging by the situation thinks that Jing Ming is like almost finished, until she is surprised by several hooded people. And upon seeing Chu Yun there, he also wants to know whether she happens to be the 2nd-ranked student of Magic City University. After some time, 1 hour passes and the talisman's effect ends. However, he does not want to waste any more time and shouts for everyone to eliminate Jing Ming immediately. Jing Ming now wants to know why the essential blood of a beast emperor would appear there. After seeing Jing Ming destroy any remaining traces of the Archbishop, Su Yun asks whether her friend is all right. Song Chu Yun comments that the smell is very good and that she did not expect Jing Ming to also be a gourmet. But before they continue, she wants to know if Jing Ming can wait for her to take a bath. After that, 1 month passes and inside the cave, Jing Ming is about to be attacked by a huge dark feline. The system informs that Jing Ming eliminated the dark night leopard and obtained 43 skill points. Ling Guang congratulates Song Chu Yun on the great job, and she feels a bit embarrassed, but thanks the director for the compliment. Su Yun feels embarrassed and says that Jing Ming is just her friend and that nothing has happened between them yet. Ling Guang watches them talking and thinks that even if the chance is small, judging by the level of confidence Jing Ming showed, maybe he will still surprise them. As soon as he hands in the bracelet, the students around start wondering how many points Jing Ming will score since they think that at most he will get between 50 and 60,000 points. Then calls director Shu Ping and requests an immediate investigation into the bracelet of the student Shu Jing Ming because he firmly suspects that he is cheating. He looks at Ling Guang and thinks that she is more than 10 years younger and yet is incredibly difficult to deal with. Suddenly, the students are surprised by yet another thing as they see Jing Ming defeating a 4th-ranked giant crocodile with just a single attack. Having said that, he comments that Jing Ming is just a freshman and has already mastered a rank's combat skill. But that however the next day all freshmen under the leadership of their respective mentors will enter the plantation to carry out the harvest. Elsewhere, Ling Guang wants to know how Jing Ming intends to organize the half-month instruction period with the mentor. Having said that, she asks him to rest a bit since it seems that Jing Ming is quite exhausted. After that, later on Ling Guang tells Jing Ming that Kiran wants to fight him, and that USQJ's bet is 20% of the resources this time, while Magic City University's bet is half of the passes to the ruins. Jing Ming thinks that in Magic City history classes, it was mentioned that before this era of civilization, there existed an even more ancient civilization. Shu Ping laughs and says that if Jing Ming does not want to fight, everything will still be fine. After the vice director tells Kiran Jing Ming's decision, he becomes excited, saying that he did not expect Jing Ming to have the courage to accept the duel. Jing Ming laughs and asks if Kiran really can't wait any longer to be eliminated because he will fulfill his wish. The students around the arena, upon seeing Kiran's rank S enhancement type superpower, comment that they think Jing Ming will have serious trouble since the arena is only 30 m wide, which is a huge limitation for long-range lightning abilities. Having said that, he emphasizes that Jing Ming should feel honored that he is using his full strength to defeat him. Ling Guang reflects that she remembers that the director of the weapons faculty, Yang Zhenchen, also has a similar rank as combat skill, and that perhaps Jing Ming certainly knows it. His friend replies that they are not bosses but Jing Ming and Kiran entering the second phase. However, Jing Ming simply raises his arm and shouts explosion. Jing Ming walks up to him and points the spear at Kiran's face, who in turn says that he accepts defeat and surrenders the fight. Jing Ming thanks him for the compliment, but as soon as the student leaves he asks Shu Yun who that guy is. Jing Ming, somewhat surprised, emphasizes that it is no wonder he felt that Dong Seng's cultivation is at the intermediate stage of the second rank. However, he emphasizes that as for the 2 ranks individuals, he will leave them to the Holy Sun since he believes this will be useful for his growth, and asks if there is any problem. Hu Ping, still somewhat suspicious, says that she understands and calls Jing Ming, Kiran, and Dong Shang to go with her. Jing Ming, upon hearing about religions, comments that he thinks it would be better for Dong not to get involved with that. Jing Ming is intrigued by what Dong said about when the time comes and questions what he meant by that. Meanwhile, Ling Guang wonders whether someone really dared to attack the joint team of the 3 schools as she thinks they are seeking their own annihilation. Jing Ming thinks that a 7th-ranked grandmaster, even using all his trump cards, was unable to do anything. Jing Ming only thinks that what he is feeling is certainly the aura of divine blood. Shu Ping asks Ling Guang why they do not teleport directly. While preparing her ability, Ling Guang calls the 2 of them to attack together and informs them that 3 minutes should be enough to break the spatial blockade. Meanwhile, Jing is thinking that he still has 49,000 skill points on the system panel. Dong comments that then Jing Ming has chosen to be eliminated and orders Kiran to eliminate Jing Ming to prove his loyalty. Without making any movement, Jing Ming blocks the attack with his lightning and then counterattacks with a thrust of his spear. However, upon seeing the notification from his system informing him that by eliminating a divine blood envoy at the lower stage of the 4th rank, he obtained another 1,000 skill points, thus reaching 50,000 points. Next, Jing Ming points at each of the cult members present and makes it clear that all of them will be eliminated. Lingguang asks how Mayang dares to be distracted while relying on an external object for his spatial ability. Kiran goes up to Lingguang calling out to her, but she already comments that someone else will settle accounts with him later. Jing Ming, upon seeing his friend crying, wipes her tears and says that everything is fine and that it is already over. However, she points out that this means Jing Ming's talent can already be comparable to that of the powerhouses of ancient times. However, Lingguang replies that USQJ will not exchange it, but will grant a special permission to exchange it for a rank's resource at the USCM Resource Department after they return to the university. Lingguang sees that this skill uses lightning element superpower to condense the finger of a thunder god to attack the enemy, causing massive lightning damage. Jing Ming replies that he does not mind and thinks that since he still has 6,000 skill points, it will be enough. The head of intelligence of the security department comments to Lingguang that these fanatics from the cult of destiny are quite stubborn and that in the end, they have not managed to extract anything useful so far. Lingguang asks him to relax and comments that according to her estimate they should be arriving at any moment. As the old man approaches Mayang, Lingguang thinks that Lu Yusen is a mental-type superpower user of rank A, one of the few 9th rank martial saints of Daxia and a holder of great political power. Lingguang asks Jing Ming to sit down first and then says she will introduce Lu Yusen, advisor to the National Parliament of Daxia. Jing Ming bows and makes it clear that in truth he knows it was the old man who held back. Jing Ming is quite surprised to hear this and immediately asks if she is sure since he is only a freshman. As the three leave laughing and chatting, Lingguang just watches them and thinks that Jing Ming apparently has luck even with women. Jing Ming asks Ava to list the rank's resources that he can exchange for a 7th grade limit-breaking pill. Jing Ming comments that Hedong City is less than 100 km from his home and that he has never heard of any Thunder Mystic realm there. After that, Jing Ming goes to visit Professor Yang Genshin, and as soon as he sees Jing Ming, he cannot believe it when he realizes that Jing Ming has already reached the 3rd rank. Jing Ming asks whether Deputy Director Lingguang did not tell the old man because his superpower evolved and is now the All Heavens Divine Thunder of rank SS. Jing Ming thinks that he now understands why just his physical strength alone can contend with Kiran's who is rank S. Yang Genshin asks old Fu he thinks will win. Meanwhile, Professor Yang Genshin is observing that Jingham's blood circulation speed is 3 times greater than Zhang Dan's. Lingguang asks whether he has another commitment, because if so to leave it and that she will come get him. Jing Ming says that it is a pleasure to meet the professor, and he replies that the pleasure is his. He replies that not at all since he is an old friend of Professor Yang Genshin, and is also there to visit him. Jing Ming laughs, thanks him for the invitation, but makes it clear that for now he prefers to act alone. Jing Ming is intrigued by this since he knows there cannot be a problem, because he has already learned it. But apparently Jing Ming also managed to achieve this successfully since even the best student at USQJ took a full 4 months to reach this level. After that, Chenlin comments to Jing Ming that because of that energy fluctuation, he truly released a complete Thunder God's finger, and that therefore he thinks that from now on, Jing Ming will only need to improve his control since if that strike had landed, the entire area there would have been devastated. Jing Ming suggests that she try looking for senior sister Zhang as he thinks she is very capable. The captain says that his name is Jing Ming. After introducing them, the captain comments that since everyone is there, he thinks it is better to get straight to the point. Then he comments that if Jing Ming insists so much, they will have to trouble him to act alone, and that he will hand over the 3-dimensional rendering of the group's base and the relevant information. Jing Ming has in mind that he is almost certain these reinforcements will not help much when things get serious. As she approaches, she is sure that it is Jing Ming. Jing Ming thanks Lin Qingla's uncle, but thinks that this is great because him coming there saves the trouble of going after him. Then Jing Ming replies that everything is fine and that he has already found Lung Chong. Then he charges forward with full force and uses his Bloody Tiger Slash ability, but Jing Ming easily manages to dodge it. Jing Ming makes it clear that he will not need to dodge again, because he has already understood the bodyguard's attack pattern. Lung Chang is surrounded by several bolts of lightning and Jing Ming quickly approaches him, overflowing with power throughout his body, and with a piercing gaze. As soon as the group gets close to Wuhan lying on the ground, The captain crouches down and wonders whether Jing Ming really eliminated someone at the level of the bodyguard, since he had thought that he merely drove the guy away. Jing Ming thinks about the divine blood envoys, since after being so busy for so long, he has finally found what he was looking for, because each envoy represents an absurd amount of skill points. Jing Ming thinks that these mental abilities of superpower users are truly convenient, since he can take a look at the library when he returns, because he hopes that the lightning element can achieve a similar detection effect. After returning to normal, Jing Ming takes a deep breath and thinks that this was quite satisfying, because the first time he used the Thunder God's finger, Professor Chen Lin had to neutralize the strike, and there was no chance to feel the impact. Jing Ming appears right in front of them, apologizes for interrupting the mobilization before the battle, but asks whether any of them know where the divine blood envoys are. The remaining members ask why Jing Ming eliminated the man even after he surrendered. Jing Ming tells Kaiju that the bishop and the divine blood envoys are in a place called the Blood Pool, and asks if he knows what it is used for. And as he rushes forward, Jing Ming anticipates his movement, and at high speed lands a powerful blow squarely on Zhao Wuhao. Jing Ming agrees with the captain, but calls everyone to enter the Blood Pool. Jing Ming equips his spear and comments that judging by the way the envoy speaks. While the system informs that for eliminating a divine blood envoy, he gained 1,500 skill points for each one eliminated. Then they see Jing Ming arriving, and while he goes to withdraw the rewards, the people around wonder whether Jing Ming completed a C-rank mission. Then Ava displays the glory ranking, and Jing Ming is in first place with his S-rank mission achievement, having a total completion time of 67 hours and 23 minutes. After a few hours at Professor Yang Zhenxian's house, Jing Ming arrives greeting everyone and asking whether the immortal thunder body technique was improved. Jing Ming blocks the senior's charge, and then a frenetic and very intense fight begins. Then he comments that he lost and that he cannot defeat Jing Ming, who in turn thanks the senior for the great fight. Jing Ming in turn is thinking that the award day has finally arrived and very curious wonders what the prizes will be. When people hear this, they are left open-mouthed, unable to believe that in less than a month, Jing Ming eliminated nearly 1,000 people. Jing Ming chose the A-rank Thunder Dragon Fist, where he condenses the lightning superpower into his fist through a special structure and strikes at lightning speed. Lingguang replies that she cannot read minds, but emphasizes that an 8th-rank Grandmaster has absurd spiritual power, and that even the slightest change in his mood becomes obvious. Jing Ming replies that he understands and thinks that he got away with it since apparently the vice director does not seem irritated. Later, in the training room of Young Zhenxian's house, Jing Ming is demonstrating his new Thunder Fist ability, which apparently has strong attack power. As soon as everyone sits, Jing Ming gives each of them a spatial ring, and then explains that the rings have 1 cubic meter of space, and that it will be much more practical for them to carry things. Then asks if she thinks that is not expensive. After going to his room, Jing Ming decides to test the 6th grade origin return pill, and upon consuming it, concentrates on raising his cultivation as much as possible. Then he explains that the part of the city they are in is for rest and residence, since it is acoustically isolated, and the storm zone ahead is the true thunder mystic realm. Jing Ming replies that he does not need to rest because he wants to enter as early as possible. Jing Ming greets him and says it is a pleasure to meet him. Thinking that he must be at least in the intermediate stage of the 3rd rank, Jing Ming says that Zhang Luo should go train soon. After that, Jing Ming runs through the forest until he is suddenly confronted by a huge creature that tears out one of the trees with its horn. The creature is easily eliminated, and the system informs that Jing Ming gained 15 skill points for defeating a black armored thunderbull. And while observing some areas on the system map, he eats a cereal bar and wonders whether he should focus only on increasing his superpower proficiency. 3 hours later, Jing Ming is trying to manipulate his own lightning and thinks that now his manipulation proficiency has finally reached the level of the former S-rank Purple Sky Divine Thunder, and that to go further he will need more time to liquefy the lightning. Then he stops, turns toward the creatures, and shouts, saying that since they are so eager to bathe in his lightning, he will grant their wish. Then he thinks it is better to gather the spoils first, find a place to rest a bit, and then continue the hunt. However, Jing Ming avoids Yaoyang's group and keeps running in another direction. Jing Ming then releases his powerful lightning power and eliminates all the fierce beasts at once. After eliminating the creatures, Jing Ming thinks that he obtained 23,000 skill points, which is exactly the amount he needed to finally advance. Meanwhile, Zhang Luo is thinking about Jing Ming and that he has not returned for 5 days and 5 nights. 6 hours later, in the core region of the Thunder Zone, Jing Ming thinks that it is already time to return. Jing Ming thinks that the physique of the advanced stage of the 3rd rank is truly absurd, but that it is still far from the peak. Meanwhile, Jing Ming, overflowing with power, thinks that apparently his lightning still seems far superior. Jing Ming smiles and hopes the bear will block what he is about to do, since he believes that in terms of physical strength, he is not inferior at all to a Storm Thunder bear. Jing Ming takes a dagger from his spatial ring and tells instructor Wu that he can use the footage however he wants. Jing Ming thanks instructor Wu for the kindness, but emphasizes that he will still think about it more carefully. But since he has other matters to handle, he leaves and asks Jing Ming to return soon. But even so, it is a pity compared to the monster called Shu Jing Ming. Afterward, upon seeing the Thunder Bear defeated, they comment that apparently compared to the first time they ran into him, Jing Ming has become absurdly stronger. Wu Chuang asks everyone to stay calm because even within Magic City University, Shu Jing Ming is a special exception. But he believes that this time they should be able to compete for first place. 2 days later, Jing Ming wakes up to his phone alarm ringing and thinks that he must have slept for a long time. Meanwhile, at the Cult of Destiny's base, a follower informs his supreme leader that the Magic City branch believes that Magic City's Shrank, Shu Jing Ming, is evolving too quickly and could become a threat, and that they request the assassination of the boy to eliminate future problems. The leader orders the bloody assassin once he finishes his affairs in Jiangyan province to go there and destroy Shu Jing Ming and the Thunder Mystic Realm. Jing Ming asks how he can extend the usage time of the private room. Jing Ming comments that he knows the 100th floor requires 4th rank cores, but asks about above the 100th floor. Zhang Luo comments that apparently humility is not Jing Ming's strong point, but since the Chinese New Year is approaching, he wants to know his plans. Meanwhile, in Song Chuyun's room, she is talking with Zhang Chui and says that she wants to visit Jing Ming in the Thunder Mystic Realm during the Chinese New Year, but asks if Zhang Chui also wants to go together. As soon as he answers, Su Yun starts a video call and asks Jing Ming to guess where she is. Jing Ming asks her not to be angry and asks how many academic credits their passes cost to enter there. A few hours later, as soon as they finish dinner, Jing Ming takes a deep breath and says that he has to admit that their food turned out wonderful. Zhang Chuyi comments that Jing Ming is being too formal. Jing Ming says that they are his friends from Magic City University, with Song Chu Yun being a freshman and Zhang Chu Yi a second-year student. Jing Ming laughs and says that his senior is absolutely right. Jing Ming replies that there are indeed some items that caught his attention, but that he will wait for the auctioneer's presentation to decide. Jing Ming is surprised, wondering if he really managed to buy the items so easily. Then she asks why Jing Ming wanted to buy so many 4th-rank thunder crystals, and whether it would not be cheaper to hunt thunder beasts. Jing Ming has in mind that the friendship of someone at the peak of the 6th rank really means nothing. Jing Ming calls Song Chu Yun and Zhang Chu Yi and asks if they can lend him money, but makes it clear that he will pay everything back later. Thus Jing Ming raises his hand and bids 700 million. Jing Ming takes the spear, infuses a bit of his power into it, and is immediately pleased with the result. The old man looks back and tells the 2 men with him to lie and wait at the entrance of the Thunder Zone immediately, and that they should inform him as soon as Shu Jing Ming appears coming out of there. As soon as they leave, Jing Ming stretches and thinks that it is already time to head to the Thunder Zone, since he knows he has less than a week inside the Mystic Realm, and because of that needs to gather enough thunder crystals as soon as possible. She gets excited upon hearing this and replies that she is on her way, immediately after hanging up the phone and standing up. As he releases his power, Jing Ming agrees that the weak have no right to speak in front of the strong. Jing Ming says that 2 of them are at the intermediate stage of the 4th rank, and 2 at the initial stage of the 4th. Jing Ming channels his divine thunder power, strikes her without any mercy, and says that he's not care at all who her father and brother are. Then he becomes furious and shouts, wanting to know who dared to eliminate her, and orders them to track her location immediately as he wants to know exactly where she was eliminated. Having said that, he asked them to contact his sister's escort team as he wants to know what the hell they are doing. Then he calls for his uncle Quan and asks him to accompany him as they will wait for Jing Ming at the exit of the Thunder Zone. Meanwhile, Jing Ming is collecting some crystals from the Thunder Beasts he eliminated. Jing Ming realizes that the guy is at the peak of the 4th rank and also uses a spear. Jing Ming explains that she tried to eliminate him to steal his treasure and ended up being eliminated in the process. Jing Ming, while channeling his lightning, remarks that he would normally play around a bit, but at the moment he has no patience at all. Jing Ming inside a barrier thinks that in the end he had to use the trump card his master had given him. Jing Ming prepares himself but becomes somewhat worried because of the power he is sensing. Wu Chuan goes to Jing Ming and tells him to stay calm because with Director Wang there, Li Konghai will not be able to do anything. Jing Ming wonders if this 8th-ranked Grandmaster of the Cult of Destiny has lost his mind as he has absurd arrogance, and that even if he does not know that Director Ling has advanced, she is still an S-rank spatial superpower user. Ling Guang calls the bloody assassin a remnant of the Cult of Destiny, and comments that they are indeed like ghosts that never disappear. Jing Ming says it is fine and that he wants to stay there. Then he asks if Jing Ming wants to turn Vice Director Ling into his official babysitter, but she ends up hearing this and immediately asks what they are talking about. After hearing it, Ling Guang asks where Li Konghai is. Ling Guang asks what Jing Ming would like as a reward, which leaves Zhang Luo even more surprised, thinking that she will really give him something. Jing Ming is surprised and says he cannot accept something so precious, and thinks that it even seems stronger than the 7th-rank amulet he received from his master. Ling Guang asks how long it will take for him to finish everything, and Jing Ming replies that he thinks probably 2 more days. Jing Ming comments that he thinks that if it were not for her influence, Director Wang would not have done what he did. Jing Ming says he understands and that he will do his best to stay focused. After saying goodbye, Ling Guang pulls Jing Ming into the portal and takes him to the Thunder Tower. So he begins trying to comprehend it. 17 hours later, Jing Ming is thinking that he has finally understood liquefaction. Jing Ming says he was lucky as he raised the immortal thunder body to the 5th layer, and that because of that, his vitality increased a lot. At that moment, another follower calls out to the Archbishop and asks to be allowed to eliminate Jing Ming with his own hands. And on that list, Shu Jing Ming from the weapons faculty and a freshman from class 2 is listed as the team captain. Su Yun comments that she thinks she is a good person, and that bringing her did not seem like a big deal. Seku Yun points out that it is not about generosity because at the speed Jing Ming is evolving, he will not stay with just one woman in the future. Jing Ming says he only had the courage because he had the guardian talisman he had given him, and the talisman from Vice Director Ling. Jing Ming is taken into the virtual training and soon notices that in front of him is the ranking of more than 4,000 people. Jing Ming is taken to the virtual field and several huge rhinoceroses appear charging at him. It does not take long and he soon informs him that it seems Jing Ming started 3 minutes ago. The senior cannot believe it, wanting to know if Jing Ming really passed that quickly. Kung Gear becomes thoughtful and reflects that this Shu Jing Ming is much stronger than he had imagined. Ava congratulates Jing Ming and announces that he passed the test on the 24th floor, and that his combat power has surpassed 400,000. Jing Ming equips his spear and comments that last time he had to fight the creature for a bit, but he emphasizes that this time will be different. Meanwhile, in the seniors' dormitory, Kong Shi is asking how long it took Jing Ming to rise from 400,000 to 510,000 combat power. With that, it is recorded that Shu Jing Ming is in first place in the ranking with a combat power of 514,000. Jing Ming replies that he does, but wants to know how many floors that Qian Liang managed to clear in the end. Meanwhile, in the seniors' dormitory, Kung Shi's friend says that Jing Ming finally stopped, and that he must have passed the 26th floor, but he wants to know what he will face on the next floor. Jing Ming does not care about that at all and with his spear completely shatters the huge rock into pieces. Then the creature suddenly appears out of nowhere, lunging at Jing Ming with its sharp claws. Jing Ming blocks the attack and then jumps into the air. Meanwhile, outside the virtual test, people are going crazy when they see that student Jing Ming has reached the mark of 1 million combat power. Besides that, from the looks of it, it seems Jing Ming really put his heart into it. Ava activates her ability and after bringing Jing Ming back, she informs him that he failed the test on the 28th floor. Jing Ming laughs and comments that from the looks of it, Eva will have to increase the number of floors in the virtual test later. Jing Ming comments that it was just the basics and that he thinks she does not need to be so surprised. Jing Ming laughs and emphasizes that from the looks of it, she has already forgotten how she and Jiang Chuyi were beaten by him together. Soon after, Yang Zhenshin also appears and calls everyone to enter the virtual pods. Young Zhenshin replies that he is wrong and makes it clear that Jing Ming possesses an SS rank lightning superpower, the divine thunder of all heavens. Yang Zhenshin asks him not to worry about that since they only need to know that Jing Ming has an SS rank superpower. Yang Zhenshin replies that he does because that way his teammates can understand his style well, making it easier to build strategies. However, Jing Ming makes it clear that what he showed is only the warm-up spear technique set, but he will show all the S-rank combat abilities he has mastered. Yang Zhenshin says that the silver floor follows the standard of C-rank alloy. However, he keeps in mind that the previous year they lost to Qingjing University, but with Jing Ming this year, he thinks Magic City University will not fail again. Young Zhenshin comments to Jing Ming that there is something he needs to say, but he hopes he does not mind. Jing Ming becomes a little suspicious when he notices her friend giggling strangely and wonders if he is perhaps just overthinking it. Jing Ming tries to hide it by giving a light cuff and replies that there is no need because he thinks she looks perfect like that. Jing Ming wants to know if this time he defeated and dominated her. Jing Ming comments that it is fine and asks her to ask the question. Jing Ming comments that from the looks of it, the two of them really are very close since Jiang Chuyi even told her about that. She in turn makes it clear to Jing Ming that he will have to keep his word and not go back on it later. While he is completely shocked by the question, Jiang Chuyi comments that Jing Ming is so strong that she thinks he probably has not even sweated. After that, later at the university, the vice principal is analyzing some data shown by Ava. Jing Ming replies that he has and explains that he went to hunt fierce beasts to keep his combat instinct sharp. Ling Guang asks him to simply perform well on the competition field, because that will be the best way for him to repay her. Jing Ming wants to know if his aunt and his cousin will watch the National University League, because he has tickets for everyone. Jing Ming replies that it is fine because they will meet in Qingsu City anyway. Then he chooses the demon-slaying thunder-piercing spear skill, which uses the lightning element superpower to form a special thunder net around the spear, greatly increasing the speed of the thrust. Then the system informs him that 3,200 skill points have been deducted to learn the demon-slaying thunder-piercing spear skill. Jing Ming waves to everyone, and as soon as the participants enter the ship, it takes off. And when they see Jing Ming, they shout that he is the rising S-rank, the Thunder Emperor. Jing Ming shakes the guy's hand and says that it is also a pleasure to meet him. Jing Ming agrees with his teammate, but says they will eat first. However, she stopped looking from side to side and asks why Jing Ming has not appeared yet. However, he ends up bumping into someone's body. Seeing that the guy has gone quiet, Jing Ming releases a bit of his lightning power in his hand and gives the blonde guy a tremendous slap across the face. Jing Ming makes it clear that they may not have provoked him, but they were just unlucky enough to provoke his cousin and his friend. Jing Ming comments that it is fine and tells Ji Hui to go report him as much as he wants. Then he takes a deep breath and makes it clear that this is not over yet, because he thinks Jing Ming probably will not let them get away so easily. Jing Ming says that it is his girlfriend. Jing Ming tells his cousin that his girlfriend has arrived, and that the girl with glasses beside her is her roommate, Qianjia. Jing Ming comments that since everyone has already arrived, they will return to the hotel first and put their things down, but he wants to know where his cousin's hotel is because he can take her there first. So Yun asks Jing Ming's friends to get into the car and says that they will be taken to where they will be staying. Jing Ming wants to know if the main base of her family is not near Magic Cave number 7. Then he introduces himself and explains that before the competition begins, he will introduce the 10 universities participating in the team matches. Meanwhile, Kai-Ling calls out to his captain and asks if he can switch with a substitute. Jing Ming releases his power and charges forward, saying that he will not need any formation. Ji Hui charges forward and shouts, warning his team that Jing Ming has moved away from his companions, and that because of that they need to take advantage of this chance. Shuing's advisor comments that at first glance, what participant Jing Ming did was only use an ordinary defensive elemental net, but even so, he still managed to block an S-rank combat skill. Jing Ming gives a slight smile and releases many bolts of lightning around his body. Meanwhile, the other advisor wants to know if participant Jing Ming was not supposed to have the purple heaven divine thunder, since the color is different. Because of that, he wants to know how Shu Jing Ming managed to evolve his superpower. After that, in the lounge, young Genshin congratulates his team and emphasizes that they ended the first fight cleanly and flawlessly. At that moment, Lingguang appears, calls for Jing Ming, and asks to speak with him for a moment. As for the vice principal, she looks at them thinking that they are daring to gossip behind other people's backs, and that apparently after the competition, she will have to ask young Genshin to schedule extra training for them. After that, later at Shuing's mansion, as soon as his team gathers, he wants to know what they thought of Shu Jing Ming's strength. Meanwhile, Zhang Quan is very surprised to discover that Shu Jing Ming's superpower is not S rank but SSS rank. At the Storm Bear Dojo, the atmosphere is the same with the leader shouting, saying that no matter the cost, they need to recruit Jing Ming. With that said, he calls Liu Yusen and comments that he met Jing Ming the last time he was at Magic Cave number 7. With that said, while making his final move in the game, he thinks they do not need to worry if she is the person protecting Jing Ming. Jing Ming comments that apparently between the two of them, he will be the first since he is in the third fight and his opponent will be Zhou Hu from Jinchang University. Jing Ming is surprised, wondering if his opponent can really fly, but he thinks this to be expected since no superpower user can be underestimated. Jing Ming thinks that passively dodging attacks and dragging out the fight is not his style at all. With that, it is announced that in Arena number 3, Zhou Hu has lost consciousness and Shu Jing Ming wins the battle. Jing Ming asks his teacher to directly refuse all of them on his behalf. After all, he has in mind that with the Deep Blue system adding points along with the university's resources, he really does not need support from those factions at the moment. Jing Ming wants to know if there really is something above SS rank. Meanwhile, the guy on the call comments that apparently it seems there will be no opportunity for now. Meanwhile, one of the members thinks Jing Ming is far too arrogant and shouts, saying that they are not weak like Beishan's superpower university. Then he asks everyone to advance, because they need to eliminate Jing Ming first since once Kong Shi and the others enter the battle they will have no chance at all. Jing Ming gets ready and emphasizes that using his power against them is a waste of time. Then one of the Beishan members comments that they are not weak, but that Shu Jing Ming is simply too strong. Jiangguan calls Lingguang and asks if she would be interested in making a small bet. Xu Ping thinks that Lingguang is still as aggressive as ever since he has in mind that an SS rank resource would be something even an 8th level Grandmaster would feel the weight of. Then, one of the members of Jinchang Superpower University immediately activates his power and casts it on his partners. Then Yaoang fires several freezing shards, but as they pass through the protective layers of Hanshan's skill, the shards end up losing their size until in the end they disappear before reaching the targets. Then he asks Guan to give him a buff as well. Jing Ming simply observes, waiting for any possible reaction. Lingguang comments that it is a treasure that gives fire element users the chance to evolve their own superpower, so she will gladly accept it. Then, Lingguang appears, calls Jing Ming, and asks him to follow her for a moment. Sununji from Suzhou Hang Superpower University enters the arena, and then the great favorite of the competition, the Thunder Emperor, Shu Jing Ming from Magic City University. Jing Ming comments that apparently his opponent's fighting spirit seems excellent, so he hopes he can maintain it after the match begins. With that, Jing Ming is congratulated by the judge and informed that he will advance to the semi-finals. And as soon as the judge tells them to begin the fight, Wang Qi activates his skill and comments that he hopes Jing Ming does not think he is the only one who practices body tempering combat skills, because he also possesses one. Shen Dongling asks Jing Ming to focus first on the semi-final that will happen soon, and then the next day teach the captain of Qing University a lesson. Jing Ming wants to know who the woman who appeared is. Then she calls Director Sun and asks if he is still keeping in contact with Magic City University, and whether he has already spoken with that Shu Jing Ming in private. And even so, she is going to take the initiative to look for Jing Ming, who is only at the 3rd rank. At that moment, Director Liu goes over to Yang Genshin and comments that Jing Ming seems very confident in his fist techniques. Jing Ming dodges the first blow and comments that the explosive power is acceptable, but the speed of the attack leaves much to be desired. Jing Ming begins releasing even more of his power until he creates an ethereal form of his personification, which quickly lands a direct blow on the big guy's chin. With that said, he charges forward, throwing a powerful punch, but Jing Ming does not feel intimidated and advances as well. The director asks Yang Genshin not to celebrate too soon because they still have the grand final. Besides, Jing Ming is an SS rank superpower user, so if he goes too far, the big shots will crush him. Meanwhile, Ling Guang is thinking that a near rank at the advanced stage of the 4th rank will face an SS rank at the advanced stage of the 3rd rank. Having said that, he shouts for everyone to welcome Wang Yi from Qingjing University and Shu Jing Ming from Magic City University to the stage. Then, Wang Ti comments that it is his turn and goes all out with his explosive step ability. And one guy comments that from the looks of it, Jing Ming's spear skill really is at the master level. Jing Ming comments that it is a coincidence because he also has a combat skill he has never shown before. Shu Jing Ming is then declared the winner of the National University League's individual championship. However, she reflects that it is a shame Xu Ping refused to make a bet. Thus, using her spatial power, the vice director grabs Jing Ming by his clothes and pulls him over with her ability. Ling Guang replies that it is possible to apply for early graduation, but explains that it requires an evaluation by the university itself. Jing Ming is quite surprised to learn this and reflects that with his deep blue system, external resources are secondary, but combat skill manuals are another matter entirely. However, Ling Guang explains that Jing Ming has been learning close quarters combat from Yang Genshin of the weapons faculty, so it is normal for him not to know. Ling Guang replies that he is because after all he is their university's outstanding student and both his temperament and strength are top-notch. She then remarks that more than 3 years have passed, and that apparently Ling Guang has completely forgotten about the Thunder Dojo. Such Qingli releases a fraction of her power and asks whether Ling Guang truly believes they would dare to do that. Ling Guang in turn comments that this truly is rare, but says that she will think about it and give her an answer later. Young Genshin asks his disciple not to rush because spiritual refinement combat skills require at least 6,000 Hz of spiritual power to be learned. Jing Ming wastes no time, and as he begins releasing his monstrous power, asks Guan to buff him with her ability. Wang Tai charges forward alongside Zhu Tai, wondering whether Jing Ming is already going to attack with the Thunder God's finger. Wang becomes worried, wondering whether that truly was another heavenly thunder art, and how Jing Ming managed to cast it again. Meanwhile, Shen Dongling transformed into the enchanted Moon Blood Fox moves behind Qingjing University's captain and points out that he was already injured by her captain the previous day. Meanwhile, Yang Genshin thinks that he can finally relax. Jing Ming tells his master that it is fine and that he will do everything possible to make it happen. Jing Ming says that its effect is truly excellent, but emphasizes that he cannot keep using her resources. However, Xu Ping tells him not to worry because he will not ask for his help for free. After all, he keeps in mind that he is responsible for all of Qingjing University's affairs during that academic year. Feeling slightly anxious, Su Yun thinks that the survival match is the event with the most unpredictable variables, and that she spent the entire night busy with Jing Ming, so she wonders whether that will affect his performance. After a competitor is eliminated, half of their points will be awarded to the winner. After eliminating the creatures with great ease, Jing Ming receives several system notifications informing him that he defeated multiple advanced 3rd-ranked jungle windwolves and obtained a large number of skill points. After all, it is only the 3rd day of the competition, and he has already surpassed 6,000 points. Meanwhile, Deputy Director Shuing tells Ling Guang that he did not reject her previous wager proposal. However, he thinks that even though Jing Ming is incredible, there is no way he can win. Zhu Tai emphasizes that compared to Jing Ming, there is still an enormous gap between them because the guy has already surpassed 20,000 points. With that in mind, Jing Ming opens his status window and is pleased to see that he has accumulated more than 51,000 skill points. Therefore, he wants to eliminate her first since they cannot allow her to help Jing Ming in any way. After they reunite, Jing Ming comments that it is good to see that she is all right. Meanwhile, Zhu Taishi informs his captain that Guan managed to reunite with Jing Ming. However, since he believes Jing Ming has no chance whatsoever, he asks him to surrender peacefully as that would be better for him. Ling Guang, on the other hand, thinks that this was to be expected from a young boy who is always creating miracles. However, Jing Ming asks her to simply rest for a while as he will take care of everything else. Jing Ming then comments that eliminating them while they are lying on the ground would be letting them off far too easily. Jing Ming looks at Wang Tai and makes it clear that what he is doing is the price they must pay for bullying his teammates. Eventually, Zhou Qiang appears and asks Jing Ming to stop what he is doing since everyone is watching through a live broadcast being shown to the entire world. Jing Ming wishes her good luck and emphasizes that he is certain she will be fine regardless. Surrounded by numerous defeated creatures, Jing Ming is informed that the National University League survival match has come to an end. Meanwhile, Lingguang calls out to the deputy director and says that the result has already been decided. Before she accepted the wager, did she already know that Jing Ming would advance to the 4th rank? Meanwhile, Jing Ming hands the trophy to Yang Zhenshin, who becomes extremely happy upon learning that they truly managed to place first in all 3 events of the National University League. With 1,000 skill points, Jing Ming raises the breath concealment technique from advanced proficiency to the master level. He releases his power again, but this time the technique changes the color and aura of his divine thunder. Lingguang can only stare in astonishment as the obscure technique reaches mastery before her eyes. By mastering concealment as quickly as he mastered destruction, Shu Jing Ming proves that his journey has only made him more complete.